place Liverpool. Team news for you. For Nottingham Forest, Dean Henderson, who couldn't, of course, play against his parent club, Manchester United, last time out, is back in goal for Wayne Hennessy. Club record signing Morgan Gibbs-White also returns. Jesse Lingard injured, not in the squad at all. Just one change for Chelsea, that is enforced. Reece James, of course, out for a month. So Cesar Azpilicueta, the captain, starts. Chelsea, incidentally, this season in the Premier League have only won once in the league without Reece James. Aubameyang is still a substitute, 8 games without a goal. Managerial thoughts ahead of this one, beginning with the Forest boss, Steve Cooper. One enforced change, Reece James. He wants to try and get that settled.
Yeah, it is actually, and I can see why, because that break came at the right time for the World Cup coming at the right time for Chelsea. But they came out of the trap so quick in that game, be it Bournemouth, but I like the way they look like the old Chelsea to me. They were moving the ball quickly, had movement off the ball. Everyone on the pitch wanted the ball. And that's when Chelsea are functioning at their best, every player. And that's how they came out first 20 minutes, 25 minutes. They played some scintillating football, they really did. Ended up, winning the game against Bournemouth. They'll get bigger tests, of course. So I think that's why Graham's gone in with the same team, or similar team, obviously, with Reece getting injured.
It's the first time in his tenureship that he's made less than 4 Premier League changes, so he's trying to find that formula. Forest, as I say, their victories have come at home by narrow margins. What opportunity have they got in this one to get something?
I think they've got a chance, because I think if they've got any kind of hope in staying in the division, they're going to have to win their home games or pick up points. And that place is always rocking at night time. Do you know what I mean? They've put in some good performances there. They're always hard to play against. They'll obviously work incredibly hard. They're going to have to against Chelsea. I don't expect them to dominate possession. That will be Chelsea possession based. But we're going to have to bide their time, make sure they're disciplined. And when they got the opportunity, they're going to have to take it, because it will be difficult today, but possession based.
Period. They, of course, looking for back-to-back wins.
Responded to how the team were playing.
So the match week is complete. It started, of course, with the 2 games on Friday that resulted in wins for Brentford and for Liverpool. Then Manchester United, Palace and Fulham all won on Saturday. City dropped points to champions at home to Everton, as did Newcastle at home to Leeds. And then Arsenal responded with another win, 4-2 at Brighton. And then today, to start the new year, we've watched Spurs beaten 2-0 by Aston Villa at home. Unai Emery 9 points from 12 since succeeding Steven Gerrard as the Villa boss. And Forest coming from a goal behind to get a precious point for them. And Chelsea dropping more points. As I say, just 1 win in 7 Premier League games now for Graham Potter's side. So in terms of today, Spurs missed the opportunity to go into the top 4. They stay in 5th, having played a game more than Manchester United. Chelsea up to 25 points level with Fulham, having played a game less, but they've played the same number as Liverpool, and they're now 3 points behind Jurgen Klopp's side. Not quite enough for Forest to get out of the drop zone. They've gone level on points with West Ham United, but as you can see, because of that goal difference, minus 22, they're still in the drop zone. Wolves second from bottom, Southampton still propping things up, but Forest level on points with West Ham, a point on Everton, and just 2 now off Bournemouth and off Leeds.
Deserved scrapping point there.
I think it was. We didn't have to get off to the best of starts first half, but I think we came out in the second half, got the crowd going straight away. We thought we'd put them on a high press, a few turnovers, and I think we were unlucky not to win the game really after the second half.
It was even more significant. The previous 7 occasions you've gone behind, you've lost without reply. So is this a significant step forward?
I didn't know that, to be honest. So yeah, it is a step in the right direction. It's difficult when you concede poor goals. I think it was an unlucky goal from our point of view. Probably could have defended it better, but to show the resilience to come back is very good.
Serge, your last club goal was 2 years ago. Is this new year, new you?
No, I'm happy for the team to start like this. I think the second half we divest more than 1 point, but yeah, we fight together. I think we start well this year, and now we have to continue to fight all together and to get the point to stay in the Premier League. That's the objective of the club.
Goal scoring isn't your main job, but tell us about the technique for the goal. It was magnificent.
No, but I try something, but yeah, really fight, and yeah, I'm lucky. I control and I shoot, and yeah, for the team is always good, and I'm happy.
What did the manager say at half time?
Just said believe in yourselves more, get on the front foot. I think first 20 minutes we were too passive, We showed them way too much respect. And we were a goal behind. We thought, we're at the City Ground. We need to get the fans on their feet. We need to give them something to get on the edge of their seats for. And I thought we came out and we did that. Obviously, I think a few of us were quite tired towards the end. We put so much energy into that first sort of 60 minutes. But no, something to build on. We're not satisfied with drawing games at home, but it's a start.
Fantastic stuff. Well done, guys.
Cheers. All the best.
Thank you.
What does it do belief-wise? That's 6 unbeaten as well at home in all competitions for Nottingham Forest now.
Yeah, again, change at half-time was fantastic. He said there that they were flat on their feet towards the end of the game, and rightly so. Glenn made the good point that he said, could they sustain that for 90 minutes, which is why maybe we saw a bit of a flatter performance first half, but certainly second half. Nottingham Forest came out, high energy, caused Chelsea problems, and in my opinion, were the better side and probably feel a bit aggrieved that they've only left with a point.
OK, we can get some more Nottingham Forest reaction now. We can go back to the City Ground and speak live to Brennan Johnson. Brennan, thanks very much indeed for joining us. Considering where you were at half-time in that game, how positive a result is that for you?
Yeah, it's positive. I mean, we needed a good reaction at half-time and probably thought we could put them under a bit more pressure. And yeah, we came out fighting, and at the end of the day, it's a good point, but I think we had the chances to win the game.
Yeah, you yourself had one on goal with Iwan. Are you square of you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I got the ball and then I seen the centre-back coming over and I thought he might have just tightened off the gap for me, so I just tried to put it across the keeper, and obviously it didn't come off in the time. But yeah, little things like that, little bits where I need to improve on my game, and hopefully we can take that into the next game.
What was the difference second half? Because you were much more of a goal threat.
I think it was just aggression. I think maybe gave them a bit too much respect in the first half, but I think in that second half we came and we were a bit more fearless, and I feel like it rubbed off and it was a good performance.
And in terms of belief, I was just talking about the home form. That's 6 unbeaten now at the City Ground in all competitions. How important is that?
Yeah, it's really important. I mean, we need to make this ground hard to come to, and I feel like we're getting there. And we know our away form hasn't been great this season. That's something that we need to pick up as well. But as long as we can make every game here a hard game and keep fighting for points, and we'll be happy to do so.
Brennan, second half, the fans really got involved and give you guys a lift. How important are they going to be between now and the end of the season?
Yeah, they're massive. I mean, even last season and this season as well, they've been massive help, especially when times get tough. They really keep us going, and we felt that energy in the second half, and we really feel like it pushed us on to get that point, and hopefully we can keep doing that.
Brendan, Glenn Hoddle here. First half, it seemed like you dropped in. The three of you up the top there, the pitch dropped in, and you pressed from halfway line. Big difference second half, and the team looked like they enjoyed pressing and going for it. Do you see it that way?
Yeah, definitely. I think in the first half we kind of wanted to make their centre-backs have to make mistakes, but we felt like they were getting out too easy. So in that second half we stepped up, went onto the front foot, and feel like we got real success. And yeah, all the boys enjoy playing on the front foot, and we know we can't do it every time because it is a lot of effort and it's going to take some hard work. So when we pick our moments and do so, we felt like we got real joy out of it, and hopefully we can keep doing that.
And just finally, Brennan, you mentioned the away form there. The next up is Southampton, the bottom club. I mean, those games in and around, the teams in and around you, are they more important in a way? Today's a bonus point against one of the bigger clubs?
Yeah, I think obviously it's a big game. They're down there with us, and we feel like it's a massive game and a massive chance to get 3 points. But any team at home, we feel like there's a definite chance of getting points. But especially away from home against teams that are down there with us, we feel like it's a massive game, and we're going to have to perform well.
Well, good luck with that, and very well played today. Thank you very much for joining us.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
That is Brennan Johnson live from the City Ground for you. So let's have a look at how they got back in to it. Serge Aurier is in Chelsea then with the half-time lead as they look to record back-to-back wins against Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. 1-0 they lead as they look to go within a point of sixth place Liverpool, and they're worthy of it.
They are, yes. I think they're in control of the game. They've just got to be aware of the break. Forest have a couple of times have broke on them and caused them danger, but at this moment in time, if you're looking at analysing the game, unless Forest change their tactics and go for them a little bit more, I thought the first 10 minutes they'd be pressing high up. They've dropped in. They've decided to drop in and make it very difficult and try and counter. But I think, Chelsea now in control of the game. You're expecting the second goal for Chelsea, really. But it's up to now. Steve Cooper's got to go in there at half-time and change his tactics a little bit, I think. Just move up the pitch a little bit and try and put them under a bit more pressure. They're just leaving the centre-backs with the ball, and it's not really worked out yet. But it's not been a fantastic game, let's be fair, but there's been little bits of moments that have been good.
Let's have a look at the moment that separates the two sides. It all started, you two have noticed, with a conversation between Kai Havertz and his manager on the touchline.
Yeah, strange. I mean, I'd love to be privy to the conversation they're having, but yeah, he kind of lays it off, and then he goes and it's almost like he's speaking to the manager. I couldn't tell you what it is because it looks like he's pointing defensively, that maybe there's an issue defensively, but I'm not quite sure what he could be saying, but then he just trots himself into position. So it's clearly nothing to do with what they're doing on the offensive, but he gets himself into position, and it's a really good run. A lot goes on, it seems like, since he has the conversation, but listen, he gets across the near post, affects the ball, which then spoons up onto the bar, and Raheem Sterling reacts really, really well. It's not an easy finish, but because he's so relaxed, which is why it's such a good finish.
It is a good finish, actually, yeah. I know what, as a ex-manager, I think I know what Graham said. Get across the front post.
No. You kept a straight face when you said that then as well.
It comes, but what's the chances of it hitting the bar? But I'm with Darren. This is harder than it looks. I think if we see it from the side, he's claiming for the corner first. So he thinks the ball's gone over, and suddenly it's come there. And he's so sort of switched off and relaxed. He's took it really well, hasn't he? Because there's quite a bit of spin on the ball. And that was more difficult. Watch his arm go up. It's off the back of the heel of Bolly here. I mean, if you asked him 1,000 times to do that, he'll never be able to do it. But watch his arm go up there, Sterling. Look, corner. Oh, no, it's come out. And he's just sort of nonchalantly put that in the back of the net. It's a really good finish.
Do you know, Raheem's almost better when he doesn't have to think about the finish.
Exactly.
Sometimes when he overthinks it, that's when he maybe doesn't really get the technique right.
Very true.
But in that scenario where he has no time to think about it whatsoever, he's casual, he's relaxed, good technique, and it's a really good goal.
And that's ended his longest run in the Premier League without a goal for 5.5 years. Chelsea have had a lot of the ball, though, haven't they, as you expected?
Yeah, we expected that. A lot of the ball, probing. They're leaving the centre-backs with the ball, and they're saying, well, you're going to come through the middle of us. The front three are not really pressing hot. They've dropped in almost like a basketball game. And there's a terrific ball from Koulibaly, opens them up early in the game, and you're thinking, well, get at them a little bit better. Their press hasn't really been together. They've been waiting to hit them on the break when they do win the ball. Here, they're going a tad too late. There's a big hole in that midfield. Ball goes in there. And I'm sure that's where Steve wanted them to put pressure on and win the ball here and then break. And then, Chelsea get out of it and cause you problems and put Forest on the back foot. But when they actually do it right, this time, they're patient. The front three are there. They've dropped in again. There they are. They're nice and compact defensively. They're just waiting for these scenarios where the ball hands over and they win the ball in here. And watch this. 1 pass forward, 2 pass forwards, and suddenly they're on the back of Chelsea. And that's what the little moments that they're looking for. And I thought Johnson should have done better there, really. It was a great run, but I'm shouting chip him.
Yeah, I'm thinking with you. I mean, it's a great run, as you said, good pace to get in behind. And maybe a confident Brennan Johnson, maybe Brennan from last season who was fantastic in the Championship, maybe goes for a different finish. The little dink over the keeper would have been probably the harder finish, but would have been the one that made more sense. But he hits the target, but I think he'll look back at that and be a little bit disappointed.
And just to back up your point, that the two Chelsea centre-backs, Koulibaly and Thiago Silva, have had more touches between the two of them than all of the Nottingham Forest team put together. So that is